questions. Hold on. Let me get my YouTubers. All right, so I'm waiting to see what y'all have for me before I tell y'all what's going on. Not much current. Okay. Y'all should be at a barbecue. All right, I'm waiting to see who. Look, I'm waiting for y'all to drop y'all questions. Look, if y'all don't need me, I definitely don't. I can definitely not be live tonight. I want to be chilling like the rest of y'all. Thank you, Miss Liz. I appreciate that. Hey, Darnell. Look, I was worried. I was like, where my regular folks at now? Thank you. Happy Chapper. You got any questions for me tonight? Sanita, should I move on from Belane? I'm not sure who that is. Okay, but thank you for following. If y'all are new to the channel, make sure you follow. Make sure y'all go check out my YouTube as well. Shamika Saves the same name. Um, so this is Memorial Day. So I'm a veteran. So y'all welcome. But I wanted to take y'all questions, see if y'all had any questions tonight. If you guys are busy, it doesn't matter. I know y'all are enjoying y'all one day off before y'all have to go back to work. So thank y'all for even being here tonight with me. So if you have a question, please ask. Okay. If you haven't been here, you scrolling through, follow, like, share, all the good stuff. It says, Stride Burr. Hey, well, how you been, Stride? It says my score is 520. I need a CPN to buy a car. You do not need a CPN to buy a car. Your score is 520. I would need to know why so that we can fix that. Because no matter what, CPN or not, you are still going to need your credit. Okay, you're going to need your regular one. All right. Hi, Shannon. How are you? I hate to even read your name. Meat Stick. It says, I know you won't recognize me, but we had a quick link 22 years ago. Okay. Well, I hope it was good. Rich said, thank you for your services. Okay. You're welcome very, very much. Hey, Starfruit. So, anybody been getting any letters from a student loan? I got a couple of you guys send me your letters saying that your loans were discharged. Have any of you been getting those? You should be receiving those. Some people have been getting paper copies and some people have been getting it in email. Okay. So let me know if that has been you. Okay. Thank you, Sherry, for sharing the live. I appreciate it very much. Y'all know I'm always dropping gems. So if y'all got questions or basically whatever y'all want to know, for the most part, y'all know where to come to get your answers. Hey, Big Mom Knowledge, how are you? Thank you for the class action that you sent me. It is still open here for me to reply. So thank you very much for sending that. Okay. Happy Chevy says my loans were discharged but never received the letter. Okay, well, good. Okay, great. That's good. As long as you got them discharged and they've been there gone for a while. That's great. Hey, Lisbeth. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. And again, I'm a veteran, so thank y'all. Look, I always want to say thank y'all too. Okay. All right. Stride says, how can I buy a car with my low score? You are not going to be able to buy it with your low score. You're going to need to probably add a trade line so that you can bring your score up. You do not have to show pay stubs. I'm so tired of y'all talking about these pay stubs. Y'all don't need no pay stubs. Just get your score up. Y'all over here paying $85 a pay stub, and you can put that same $85 to buy a trade line and get your score up and don't need and cut out the middleman. Okay. So in order to buy a car, you need a 620 or better. I prefer you have a 650, and it's not impossible to get even with bad credit. Okay. All you're trying to do is move your score up. You are not trying to get a credit card. There's a difference in what the bank is looking for when you're trying to get a car loan versus a credit card. Okay. So you can boost your own score up. So I hope I help somebody. All right. Hey, Majay. Boss, what's your question? Please ask. It says, hey, sis, hope your day was beautiful. Thank you. It was. I hope your day was beautiful as well. It was quiet. That's right. Thank you for my service. Thank you very much. Okay. I'm telling you, it's the best thing I could have did. The best decision I ever made was, well, it wasn't even my decision. My mama said I had no other choice, but I was going to college or I was going to the service. And I knew I wasn't smart enough to go to college. So I said I was going to the service. And that's no shade against anybody in the service, but I just didn't think I could do it. So I went in service, and it was the best. Well, it didn't start out feeling like the best decision, but it was the best thing ever. So I still to this day encourage people to not to discourage your children from going just because there's wars out there. Okay, there's also benefits that people are living on and never even step foot on soil. Okay, so we got to look at these odds sometimes. Maybe instead of discouraging your children from joining the military, maybe you should encourage them to get a different job that is something that might not necessarily be on the front line. I'm just saying, okay? So there are things you could do, okay? Because there are a lot of people who are in the military that are disabled, that are sent home, that don't work and getting a check and looking at y'all like this. What y'all doing today, okay? So that could be your child. That could be you if you're young enough, all right? So let me see what y'all asking. Let me see. How do you boost your score up? It depends on what you are trying to boost your score up for. It says, what is a trade line exactly? A trade line is a few things, okay? A trade line is something that you already have on your credit right now. If I look at your credit report and I see that you had a Fingerhut account, that is a trade line. A trade line is something that reports on your credit as money loan to you to use, okay? But you can purchase these to have them report on your credit report in the event you are trying to manipulate your credit score, okay? So that is not going to work for everybody. If you are somebody that's saying, Shamika, I'm trying to buy a house, I have a low score, I don't care about raising your score because we need to find out why your score is low. So if you're trying to buy a house, you can't finagle. You can finagle your score, but it won't get you into a home because they actually are looking at your credit report. But if you say, Shamika, I just need a car, then I don't care what's on your credit report, and neither does the bank, only to the extent if you do not have if you have a repo on there, they care, okay? Because come on, how you gonna run off on the plug and then go back to them? You just can't do it, okay? So if you have other stuff that's not a repo, you are okay with boosting your score and going and getting that car. If you're trying to get a credit card and you got credit cards that you didn't pay off, chances are you're going to be denied. So it doesn't matter if you boost your score or not. So when you tell me you want something, I need to know why you want it so we know what we need to do to get you there, because everybody's situation is different. And you will not hear a lot of credit people tell you that, because a lot of them are, one, they shouldn't even be doing credit repair anyway. Okay, people are getting sued left and right for fixing credit. So if you're in the credit repair business, you need to find another way to help your folks. Okay, and I found one. Okay, so I'm gonna start promoting my own website so y'all can go and you can fix your own credit for free. Okay, it is called Credit Hacker. I want y'all to type it, please, who can hear me. And that's Credit Hacker, and it's a dash between credit and hacker. Okay, that's because I did not want to pay $1,000 to remove the dash. Okay, so I just said I'll put the dash. So it's credit as a dash, and then it's hacker.com, and you can go right there and sign yourself up, and you can dispute your own stuff. You can upload your driver's license, you can upload your social security card, and every time you do a dispute, it will print everything out, and all you got to do is put it in the mail. Now, I just saved you $89 to $149 a month. You're welcome again, okay? So some things can just be removed just by disputing, because a lot of you have not disputed, and you may not be even disputing for the right reasons, okay? Let me see what questions y'all asking really quick. It says, when will our student loan be updated with lender got the letter? So the loans go into repayment October 1. So your credit reports should be updated with your new lender between now and I would say probably 1 November. To me, it should already be on there because they've already transferred and sold, but sometimes it's a change. So if that happens to you guys, your loans got bought, and you notice them deleted from your credit report, please just know that your score is going to look ugly for a little while, because you're removing something that's been on your credit for a while, which is probably going to hurt you. And then they're going to turn around and put something new back on your credit for the same amount, which also will not help. It will hurt you again. So in the event that some of you suffer from that, you can just add a trade line and boost your score back up. Okay. All right. All right. Big Mom, I hope I answered that for you. Okay. about what a trade line is. Now, really quick, I forgot to mention, you can get authorized user trade lines, which are trade lines which are a credit card or lines of credit that somebody else has that they can add you to. Or you can have primary trade lines, which are things that you pay for to add to your credit, like Kickoff, Experian Boost, Self Lender. Those are primary trade lines. But if it's an authorized user, it would be if I had a $10,000 credit card and I wasn't using it, and I wanted to allow you guys to piggyback off of the fact that I have good credit. That's an authorized user. And a lot of y'all should do that with your children so that they can be prepared to have good credit by the time they turn 18. Liz says, hi, how is the debt ceiling deal going to affect student loans with the GOP against forgiveness? This is such a great question. Let me look at that again. Liz said, how is the debt ceiling deal going to affect the student loans with the GOP against forgiveness? Now, let me tell you basically what she is asking me. Are y'all still going to get your $10,000 Pell Grant forgiveness, the one that Joe Biden offered? Man, ain't no money in that for y'all. I told y'all it wasn't going to happen anyway. It's definitely not going to happen now because they are fighting left and right to have it removed because of how much more debt it adds to an already burdening budget. Okay, so yes, of course they're going to pass the debt ceiling. They don't care. They're just going to keep on passing and passing and passing. Y'all listen to me. I'm telling you, they're going to keep on doing this until it implodes, because that's exactly what's going to happen, because y'all not having enough kids to make more, to make sure that we are paying into Social Security and Medicare. Hell, nobody don't even want to work. Come on, you know what I'm saying? So it's not looking good. So if you're looking for that forgiveness, please don't expect to get it. If you are asking Miss Liz about the borrower's defense, the one that just happened, it had like 200 schools on the list. That is still going to go through regardless, because that is on the schools. They are suing the schools, and you guys are just being relieved of the debt. Nobody's paying that back to you guys. So there's not really going to be any money spent. It's just money earned from the government suing these schools. Okay. But the crazy part is they sued the schools and then turned around and gave the MFers contracts to do the same thing, just on different people. So it's really crazy. So if anybody is looking for a new hustle and you're organized and you can put together a nice network of people, get into the student loan servicing business. Okay. It is hot money, and the government only knows that they only have a certain amount of people, which is why they keep revolving the same guys, even though they're suing the same people. Okay. So Ms. Liz, I hope I answered your question, but please, y'all, don't be looking forward to no money. Don't be looking forward to nothing from Joe Biden. It's just not happening. Okay. If I'm wrong, I definitely would say I am, but I definitely don't feel like it's going to be, because now the House of Representatives, now they are saying, no, we don't want nothing to do with this. We're out. Okay. We're not supporting this. All right. All right. It says, Happy Chapman says, you are a blessing to our community. God bless you and your family. Thank you. I was in the Army. I was a cook. Okay. Can't cook right now. Don't tell nobody, but I definitely was a cook. It says, my smart ass brother went to the Air Force. Ain't nothing wrong with going to the Air Force. I don't hold that against them. It says, if you go to the Army, you might be on the front line. I agree. If you go to the Army, you might be on the front line, but it also depends on what kind of job you have. Thank you, Katina, for putting that website up. I want to keep this up so y'all can see. Y'all can go to credithacker.com again and go and do your credit repair for free. But here is the best part. Okay. The best part is if you choose to get coached on what it is that you need to do to fix your credit, then all you got to do is holler at me, and I can work out something with you, and we meet up monthly to go over what you need to do with your credit, and then you can continue to do your own. Okay. So anybody trying to learn the business, this might be a quick way to learn the business, but also it's just a good way to fix your own credit and your family's, and put the money back into your pocket. Because I'm tired of y'all coming to me saying you spent $2,500, $5,000, and then I come over here and I'm only charging you $200. Okay. I feel like I need to raise my prices because these crooks is making it over. Okay. And they see y'all coming, and this is how it happens. Okay. All right. Darnell says, I have a few charge-offs need gone. Well, I'm going to tell you, charge-offs are not something that people could just easily delete like you used to be able to. If you have a charge-off, my first recommendation is to always look at how old the debt is. Compare that to how your statute of limitations for debt collection in your state, so that you know if it's something that they really can collect on, or if it's just that old. Because some of y'all have timed out. The debt is so old they can't collect anyway. And if they can't collect on the debt, great. It's easier to make a negotiation to pay them something to go away. Now, if they sold that same debt, Darnell, to a debt collector, and now it's on your credit report twice, now you have a problem. So what you're going to have to do now is go through the person that has the debt, and that will be the debt collector. Y'all need to tag and share this, because I know I'm giving away some stuff. Y'all know I can go all day. This is my stuff. Y'all know I can do this. All right. So let me continue. So if the debt collector now owns it, you now have to work that out with the debt collector. The great part about working with a debt collector is they don't expect to make 100% of the money that you really owe. So you also have the ability to work out a deal with them no matter how old the debt is. I always say go in at 50%, but go a little lower, and then work your way to a maximum amount that you will not go over. And you tell them you got the money right then and there. Do not call those people if you ain't got money to pay, because you ain't got no business trying to make a deal with nobody on no monthly payments. And the reason why, folks, is because a lot of people cannot continue to make their payments. And if you miss one of those monthly payments, you start the debt over all over again. The clock on the debt starts over. So don't do it if you're not ready to pay. That's my suggestion for you guys who are trying to get out of debt. All right. So most charge-offs, that is how I would tell you to handle them. See if you can pay and work out a deal first. Then if you got too many and you're in too much debt, y'all always know who I say to run to is your good old Uncle Sam. He's my uncle. He your uncle too. And go and file you some bankruptcy, because a lot of y'all need it while y'all sitting over there trying to act like you are too prideful because somebody said it's going to mess up your credit, but your credit score looking bad right now. But I'm going to just be quiet. Okay. So let me go on to the next. Stride says, I have a repo 8 years ago. Will that affect me? Absolutely. It affects you because people may not want to give you a car, but it is 8 years old. But I don't care about how old it was. I care about when the last time you had something on that, something reported on that account. You may have gotten that loan 8 years ago, but you may have gotten it repossessed 4 years after that. So what you need to do is make sure it's 8 years old or the exact date that it is, because that makes a difference on how the bank is going to look at you. Okay. So look that up, Stride, and then let me know. Okay. And then I'll tell you. Hey, Starlight. Okay. It says, let me keep going. It says, when is my check coming from what was paid on the student loan that I was told was coming? Well, if you got a letter from them saying that you are going to receive a check, believe you me, they will send you a check from the U.S. Treasury giving you a check. I would tell you your job is to make sure you do not have a forwarding address. Make sure your address is correct. And if you want to check, you can always call studentaid.gov. They should be able to tell you something, okay, to find out when that is coming. A lot of people have been posting pictures, and somebody did send me from their own account that they did get some money back, okay? It says, do banks loan people with bad credit money? It depends. I can't say that all banks won't. It depends on the bank. Sharon, I'm going to get to you in just a minute. It depends on the bank. If you've been with a credit union or one of these banks for 10, 15 years, and you always been good with this account, you have no overdrafts, but you have bad credit, they're apt to maybe give you a small loan of $1,000, $500 to $1,000. Now, they're not crazy, okay? The most I've seen them be able to do is $5,000, but you have to have good banking history, because banks don't just care about your credit. They want to see how many times you go overdraft, because you're a risk to them too. Y'all know who runs the country, and that's the bank, not the government. Get it. If you didn't know, you need to know, okay? So banks, yes, they will, but don't expect a lot of banks too. And if you're trying to get a loan from a bank, you need to be going with the bank you bank with, not somebody else, because they don't know you. You know, and plus, why am I going to loan you money and you don't even bank with me? I mean, you know, the whole bank's goal is to sell you a lot of services. So the biggest service that they can get from you is your monthly banking and checking account. Okay, your savings account and your checking account. Okay, so go with who you are with, because they're out to give you a loan first. They do got loans where you could get small cash advances. What's the one that I used to use? LendUp, LENDUP. Somebody type that in. LendUp, LENDUP. I did another live where I list all the people that loan you money, but you could get little $250, $500 little emergency bridge loans that'll hold you over in between paychecks if in the event you need some emergency money. So ain't no shame in some of those things. Just make sure you pay them back. That's the problem. Okay. Sharon says, also, I'm a new entrepreneur. How would I go about building my business credit while I'm fixing my personal credit? Well, The only thing I would tell anybody that is who has a business, first, make sure you have a separate entity, not a fictitious name. You need to make sure it's an LLC or a corporation. That's number one. So I hope you do have that, Sharon. Second thing, if you are fixing your personal credit, depends on what fixing is and depend on what needs to be fixed. The only thing I would tell a person who is going to want to build business credit, the only thing I would suggest that you do is get net 30s only, because those are not, some of those are not really contingent on your credit. Okay, you can go into let me think of one that's not contingent on credit. Okay, so what's one of them? I got it in my head. It's online. Okay, so Uline, I'll just use Uline for example. Uline, that's a company you do, they don't pull your credit. Okay, you say you got a business, you put your EIN, you put your DUNS number, all that stuff, boom, they give you a line of credit. But if you turn around and say, I want a line of credit at Home Depot or Lowe's, they pulling your credit. So you need to make sure that if you're going to start building your business credit, you do not do or do not apply with companies that are going to pull your personal credit, because then that's just going to defeat the purpose. And now you're going to have to wait longer to apply again because they already denied you before. Okay, so I hope that helped answer your question. All right. All right, let me see what y'all saying. If y'all like what I'm talking about, please tag or share this with somebody. I appreciate it. Thank you, Credit Beta Plug. I appreciate it. I just want y'all to go and start using some of this free credit repair software. Again, I told y'all go to Credit Hacker Credit, and y'all can put the dash in hacker.com. Go there and get your sign yourself up and start fixing your own. All you got to do is just dispute and send the letters out. Okay, if you do it 3 times and you don't get nothing, fine. Great. At least get your hard copy of your credit reports. How many of y'all have even seen those? Did y'all know that the credit reports you see online and the credit reports that you get in paper are completely, well, they're very different. I ain't even going to, yeah, they're very different. They have way more information on the paper copy that you guys don't even see nor pay attention to. Okay. So at least go sign yourself up, dispute something 3 times. Okay. You got to give it at least 3 times. All right. For it to work. Sometimes the credit bureaus just don't be paying you no attention. It usually takes 90 days. So you see something happening. So that's why I say dispute 3 times. And get your actual credit report if nothing else happens. All right, let me see what you're saying. Let's see. Erica says, good afternoon. Oh, great afternoon. I need to contact you ASAP. Well, I am around. Please contact me at your convenience. Now, I know I didn't mention it, but y'all can go to my website, shamikasaves.com, and send me a message. Y'all know I message you guys right back. If y'all hear me talk about anything y'all want to discuss, we can do it there. If you want to book a consultation, we can also do it there. All right. Let's see. It says it was repoed 8 years ago, 2015, got a loan in 2013. Okay, so if it was repoed 8 years ago, that's long enough that I think that, they could be forgiving. One last question, who is it with? If it's with, is it with Santander? Is it Westlake? Or is it one of those, you went to the car lot of the company, like Honda or Mercedes, GMC? Was it someone like that? I'm just curious, because sometimes that makes a difference as well. Okay. Let me see what y'all saying. It says, okay, trade line. Huncho, did I answer your question for you? Hey, Nicola, I was wondering if you was coming tonight. Nicola says, I'm always done with my car loan, but I don't want my score to drop. Any suggestions? Yes, absolutely. If you are about to pay off something, especially something like a car that has been in your credit from anywhere to 3 to 7 years, depending on the loan you get, before it drops off of your credit, you can do one of 2 things. You can either be proactive, and that is my next YouTube video, because I'm going to tell y'all something that is going to blow y'all mind of what y'all can do if you start being proactive with your credit versus reactive. And thank you for asking this question. This person is being proactive. They know that their score is going to drop when their car loan is paid off and their car note is done, because it's going to show that it's paid off. There's no more revolving. There's no more payment history to report. So now it doesn't qualify for all the categories that it does when it did the factoring of the credit score, right? So what you need to do is add a trade line beforehand. Okay. Now you could be reactive and let your score drop and then add a trade line. But guess what will happen? You will not receive the same amount of points that your score dropped. So in order to prevent that from happening, now it still will drop because it's just a part of the math. Okay. Add the trade line beforehand to counterbalance what it's going to do when the loan drops off. And I would say, don't do it too soon before. If it's getting ready to make your last payment, expect it to report 45 days after that. So I would add that trade line after you make your last payment, because they're both going to be in the same 45-day cycle to report. Okay, so that's being proactive. Some of y'all need to start doing stuff like that, because what if this person wanted to get a house? It's great that she no longer has the income, the debt, but now her score dropped. So these are things that you could do. Well, I wouldn't tell you to add a trade line if you're getting ready to buy a house, but these are some things that you could do. There are things that you can do. Or if you have a credit card already that you have not used, use it so that you can trigger the utilization. That will also help counterbalance it dropping as much as it's going to. There are some things that you need to do, but basically you're going to need to do something to trigger your credit to prevent it from dropping so much. Okay, I hope I help with that answer. Sharon says the question before that one. Okay, you have an LLC. Okay, good. So you have an LLC, so you're fine. So Sharon, let me know if I answered your question. I hope I did. All right, Leo says, I just got here and missed that. Please leave the video up. Yes, the video will stay up right on Facebook. Please make sure you go there. Yes, that's right. Please do not forget to like. I'll be forgetting to say that sometime, y'all. Forget to like and hit the notification bell, and make sure you subscribe to all my stuff. All right, especially my YouTube, because I do like to make videos telling y'all about what's going on. Thank you, Starlight. It says local credit union. I will go to your local credit union, Stride, and see if you can get a loan. Another place I would tell people to get a loan, and it does usually have high interest rates, but I'm not gonna lie, some people credit just gonna have to, you're gonna have to get what you can get because you need a car until you can refinance. Okay, you guys can always fix your credit after you get a car with a high note. I know you probably don't want to, but if you can afford it, and it don't put no strain on you, and you got to have a car, just work on your credit after you get the car just to refinance. You could do it in 6 months. 6 months of making high payments ain't gonna kill you, because some of y'all making high payments on your credit cards and you've been doing it for years. Okay, so one place I like to tell people to go is Capital One. Has the Capital One credit card. They actually have a company where they lend you money for cars. You can go right on there and you can do the application. They'll tell you in a few minutes, and if you get approved, you can just buy the car right online. They have relationships with a lot of car dealerships, and you can buy and shop and pick that car up and then go right to the lot with proof of ID and get it. Okay, and if you don't believe me, I already posted proof on my story before, because one of my followers and now good friend did not believe me, but he got his first car, second car, just that way, and went right to the dealership and walked off with an SUV. No pay stubs required. You know why? Because he listened and let me get the score to where it needed to be. And that's the same thing y'all need to do. It's okay to take a dive and pay a high interest rate right now if you got to get into a car. Don't let nobody be making you feel like you can't. It's all about your strategy and your plan. Sitting there and stewing in high interest is dumb. But if you have a way to get out of it, that's the smart thing to do. Sharon says you missed the first question before the entrepreneur question. Okay, Sharon, I'm sorry. What was your first question before the entrepreneur question? It says, Shamika, I was told it's not good to dispute your credit online. It's best to dispute in writing. Is that true? Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that question, Ms. Sharon. That is true. I do not like when you guys go to these websites and you dispute. That is the worst thing that you could do. It is a very, very small fine print that you guys do not see that basically says that once you dispute and you get your dispute reason back, you cannot dispute online again, because what's going to happen is it's just going to automatically trigger to reply to you the same way that it did the first time. And you know what it's going to say? It's going to say that the information was verified. If it says verified when you do it online, if you try to do the online dispute again, when you get your paperwork, it's going to say the same thing. It will not trigger a new dispute unless you do it in writing. So just to prevent all that, go to my website, credithacker.com, and sign up and send your letters. Upload your driver's license, upload your social security card, and click what button you want to, what item you want to dispute, and what item you want to dispute, what reason you're disputing for, and hit print. And then get you a stamp. Y'all, I'm giving you the direct. Get you a stamp. They're going to give you the address and put it in an envelope. And guess what you do? You take it to the post office and you do like this. You just wait. What I said 3 times. Okay, 3 times. I fixed credit, so I'm telling you what to do. Okay, 3 times. Give it some traction. Writing is way better than doing it online. And this is how you mess with them. Write your name in blue ink. So when you print out the letter, you always got to sign. Okay, because they need to know a real person did it, because they know that you printed this out. They know y'all not finna write them notes. Let me tell you, I used to write letters to them, okay? I want to let them know I'm a real person. So sometimes, believe it or not, you can write letters. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on what department it's going to, okay? But print these letters out, get you a blue pen, and sign your name. I don't care if you sign it or you write it. Just put it in blue. Why? Because it messes with the computer when it goes through. Because some people are not opening your envelopes and reading your mail, okay? It's being scanned. So it can be scanned into your file. But let them know you're real by having a different color ink than the blue, the black and white. Now, people say that, now I've heard different things, that it comes up as black and white. Some say it's different. I've always been successful with doing blue ink, and I'm just going to continue to do it, and I'm telling y'all to do it too, okay? Y'all got blue pens any damn way. All right, so let me see what you're saying. All right, hold on. All right, Linda, that's right. Thank y'all for typing that. Let's see. Hold on, I'm finna get to y'all. Okay, it says, all right, it says, by raising the debt ceiling, what happens with the digital currency switch? So we don't know. All I can say, in my opinion, what I think is going to happen with the digital currency switch is just means that we're going more towards that than we ever did before. We were here with the debt ceiling before. Okay, I'm 44, so I'm not trying to sound old or nothing, but I've heard this debt ceiling conversation before in my lifetime, and here we are again. We cannot continue to do it. And if y'all don't believe me, somebody type this in. Just type in federal debt clock. Federal debt clock. It's an actual website that it shows you how by the second how we keep going in. The debt's getting higher and higher and higher by the second. It's crazy because sometimes I just keep it up and it's like, damn, it was just that the other day. I mean, the number's so doggone high. I can't even count to a trillion, okay? But we are in the trillions. These are numbers we will never see, ever. Okay, I feel they probably even made it up, all right? But we will never see it. So I think of how we ain't never going to see it. How are we ever going to pay it back? We won't. Y'all better look at some of these countries. Look at Greece. Greece is bankrupt. Look at Italy. That's why these people are telling you guys from other countries to come over. We'll give you $50,000 and a house if you come over and live. Why? Because nobody wants to. They have no money there. It broke. People are leaving. Coming over here. All right, so let me keep going. It says, I co-signed. Now my niece got a new car in her name only. I still see it on my report. How long? It's going to be on there forever. So if you co-sign for somebody and the loan was in good standing, it's going to stay on your credit for 10 to 15 years because it's good. If you co-sign for a loan and something bad happened, it's going to stay on your credit for 7 years. If she turned that co-sign car in and now got a new car on her own, it will not ever remove you because the loan that you and her had is real. So remember, a credit report is just like a report card. Everything you do is going to have an account of it. It's like, no, I ain't even gonna say that. It's like a bank statement. Every transaction is going to have it. So even though you co-signed with her and now she got a car on her own, that loan that you and her had will always be on y'all credit together because it happened. So it won't disappear because it's not anymore. It's still going to stay. And you got about 15 years for it to stay on there. Okay. So we don't want to remove things that are good. I don't know why people are telling y'all to remove y'all student loans. Why? That's the dumbest thing you could ever do is remove your student loans, especially when they're not in bad standing. That's some of y'all oldest debt y'all have on y'all credit. Now y'all going to remove your student loans, and now your credit going to show you only had credit for 4 years, but you had it for 24 years because your student loans are 20 years old. So stop removing them with people who don't know what they're talking about. Just because people say they can fix credit, ask them a couple questions that y'all done heard me say and go and see if they can tell you like I can. And if they can't, you need to run. Okay, and I put that on period. All right, Erica says, all right, I read that one. Okay, let me go. Hold on. Starlight, I answered what's a trade line already. I hope that you heard that. Big Mom Knowledge already asked that one, but that is a good question. Kay Brooks says, I had a car that was paid off by the insurance company to the lender, but it took 2 months for them to pay it off. That hurt my credit a lot. What should I do to bring up my score back up? Well, Kay Brooks, good question. What I'm going to ask you is, what else is on your credit that's negative besides that? Are there any collections? Are there any charge-offs? Or is it just that you had that car score be late and that's what affected your credit score? Okay. All right. Hey Mo, I was looking for you. Planet Jazz says S Corp or LLC. Most write-offs. The most write-offs can be for either an S Corp or LLC. If you have an S Corp, y'all pay attention. And then K Brooks, I'll wait for your answer. If you have an S Corp and you need to do write-offs, An S corp is nothing but an LLC with more than one owner. Okay. So if me and my mama had a company together, we would form an S corporation, and we would get K1s, and those K1s are our actual tax forms that we would receive at the end of the year, just like you guys get your W-2s. Okay. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to take that K1, I'm going to put that on my personal taxes, and I can still have write-offs because I still have a business. But if you have an LLC, that is usually for individuals that are owned by one person. So if you're just a single member owner, you can only be an S corp. I mean, a LLC. Then you will have write-offs either way. So it really depends on you, Planet Jazz, how many members are in your business, which determines which business structure, which tax structure you choose. It should also choose which business structure you choose also, because you don't have to be an S corp. You could be a regular C corp, which is regular corporation. But anyway, these are the types of things that I talk about when y'all book your consultations. So you can go to shamikasaves.com, okay, and ask these same questions just like Planet Jazz and get your personalized answer for your situation, because not everything applies, okay? All right, let me see. 102 says credit union loans are better than bank loans. Better rates. Some have grace periods from payment. I absolutely 100% agree. I think everybody should have a credit union in their back pocket. It does not necessarily have to be your main bank, but everybody should have one of those. And you should have something actively going to it, because remember, banks choose to give you business if you give them business, and they like to see how you handle your checkings and or savings account. Okay, so even if you get something that comes in your account every month that have it go into your credit union account. Or like some people I know who have business accounts but don't really have a business, smart move, they have something that comes in every month going to their business account, so it looks like it's making income. Duh, very smart, especially when you're trying to go and ask the bank to give you money based off of what your business does. Okay, I'm just saying. All right, Sin, if you need a consultation, go to shamikasaves.com, please. I got two of them today and didn't even do nothing. So thank y'all who've been linking up with me. I really appreciate it. It says, what's up with the government SSI, SSDI? What you mean? What's going on with it? Let me know. Hell, they just got a raise this year, 8%. If you they're also trying to raise disabled veterans. So if you're a disabled veteran, disabled veteran, they are trying to raise disabled veterans cost of living allowance another 3% starting next year. So they're trying to rush that to get approved. So we will see. Y'all remember, we're finna get election season. So a lot of people, we're gonna be able to get a lot of stuff that we want. Okay, because people are gonna be trying to get y'all to vote Democrat. I'm not telling anybody what to do, but I'm just saying they're going to be throwing money your way, because they definitely going to be trying to buy the vote. And if you are anybody that's black or brown, they definitely going to try to buy your vote. And I ain't even going to have to prove it. We're just going to keep talking about this later on Mondays when y'all watch me, and I will show y'all, okay? It says car market about to crash. Hold on a few months if you can. I agree. The car market has been sucking. It has been sucking. So you're right. Most of y'all who are struggling, I would tell you, if you can, hit a buy here, pay here, unfortunately, okay? Because remember, you're only trying to do something for 6 months, so you can go get that score up and get you a regular car, which that should give you some time, okay? Grain says grain messed you up. What did grain do? I have not heard anything bad about grain. And if anybody's looking for a primary trade line, grain is one of them, GRAIN. Somebody type that in. You can go there and sign up for a trade line. Basically, you are paying them to report on your credit, just like self-lender. And self-lender actually ends up in giving you a credit card. So some of y'all need that. And you know how many people I look at y'all credit and y'all had self-lender and y'all messed that up? How do you mess up the second chance people? The people giving you a chance to make right what you did wrong the first time, and you messing up again. Warning, if you are not ready to fix your credit, then you need to exit left, okay? Because y'all need to get it together, all right? Y'all see that we ain't going to have the dollars. Our dollar ain't even going to worth a damn dollar. All y'all going to have is credit real soon, okay? You know we're going to have credit. We talked about this every Monday. Look at what they're doing in China. They going by credit. Everything they do is by a credit score, not just your personal credit, but how you act, okay? You being rude today. You jaywalked on the street, these things deduct from your score. So basically what I'm saying is you're going to have a score with you for the rest of your life. So you might as well get that beat up as high as you can now, because some of y'all don't know how to act. So some of y'all going to have perfect credit because you got bad attitudes. That's probably going to be me. That's probably where I'm going to fit, because that's what they're going to say. Okay. So let me see what y'all said. You can set up a consultation by going to shamikasaves.com and just booking one, and it will let you pick the time and the limit and the date, and we go from there. Hey, Cynthia, I was wondering where you was at, girl. All right, 102 says, also some credit unions, after a number of payments, if you're stuck or needed, you can get a longer grace period for a smaller fee. I got a consolidation this year for credit cards, save a lot of money. That is very, very true. I know I've seen it. And I want to throw this out. Thank you, 102, for saying it. If you guys have an SBA EIDL loan, I don't know if you guys can see it, but if you guys are in repayment for your SBA EIDL loan, there's a very small little link on your homepage that will allow you to lower your payments down to $25 a month. Okay, you can request like a 6-month little forbearance where you just pay $25 a month. That's as low as you could get it for some of y'all, because I'm sure some of y'all are coming off tax season. Y'all probably trying to get y'all stuff together. Remember, student loans are going to be starting soon too. If you have not, please consolidate your loans. Let me see what time it is, 7:45. Consolidate your loans into the IDR program, because those other programs are going away. Any other program that you were on before will not count now. So you need to go get on that IDR program. It is income driven repayment. Okay, because some of y'all are still going to have debt. Even the Biden thing ain't going through it. I told you, unless you got borrower's defense, you are going to be repaying some loans. Okay. So, and back to what 0102 said, you're right. If you go to credit unions, a lot of them are way more flexible when it comes to missed payments and grace periods. And I did see with my own bank that it gave you the option, if you wanted to skip a payment, they'll charge you a small amount to skip the payment for however many months. Okay. Because banks know people are hurting. So if banks know people are hurting and they're letting y'all skip payments, y'all think I'm blowing smoke when I say people filing bankruptcies. I'm not, because the bank knows. And you know what they're doing? They're trying to give you every single way to pay them something so that you can keep being in debt, which makes absolutely no sense when you struggling. Some of y'all can't even sleep at night. I know I get y'all phone calls. Y'all be crying yourself to sleep, mad, worrying about how you gonna pay robbing Peter to pay Paul, and you Paul. It's not gonna get you nowhere. So if you are in a situation you can't get nothing and it's because of your credit, I mean, I'm never gonna not talk about credit. I'm always gonna talk about that. And I'm always gonna talk about y'all protecting your identity online, because I'm about to do another video about another company now that's putting y'all information out. I'll be done in 10 minutes. Okay. Another video, okay, about a company called ADP. And ADP sound real familiar to a lot of y'all. How many of y'all nurses on here? How many of y'all get paid through the company called ADP? Okay, ADP also does background checks. I bet you didn't know that if you did, but let me tell you what you didn't know that they do. They hire vendors to do the work for them. So if y'all looking for some work to do, okay, some of y'all need to go on and get into that security background company, so you can go on and get hired on with these companies as their subcontractor. Nobody does their own work these days, okay? That's why they got companies like Fiverr, Fiverr. Somebody type that in. Nobody does their own work. Go there and get you some $5 work, okay? But ADP hires contractors to get information about you to do your background. But guess what? There's no verification protocol. So people have gotten their jobs offers rescinded, meaning they got offered a job and now they're not getting the job because somebody else is mixed up with them because they got the same name. How many of y'all got common names? I'll wait. A lot of y'all. I look at your credit. Okay. So how do you know that they don't have your information messed up with somebody? This one man lost his job because they told him that he was a drug dealer and that he went to prison, and then he went and tried to apply for a corporate job. Okay, he walked in there real happy and thought he got the job, and they did offer it to him until ADP told him, you got a felon. So I talk about credit, and I definitely talk about y'all personal information because it's out there and it's wrong, a lot of it, and you can fix it. Okay, Planet Jazz says register return receipt. What you talking about, Jazz? I want to know. It says, should we say validation of the debt? Oh, you can validate a debt, but you can only do a debt validation before the debt becomes payable. You only have a certain amount of time to do a debt validation. Once a debt collector purchases that debt and they start contacting you in the beginning, and they let you know that we have purchased your debt from so and so and so. We are now taking over. You have your time to do your debt validation then. If it is already on your credit, you have missed your debt validation period, folks. Okay, now you can ask them to send them, but they do not have to reply to you. Y'all need to look at the same letters y'all sending them, because it clearly says what they have to do in it, and y'all need to read that. I know people hate reading. I swear I know people hate reading. But scan real quick. Okay, scan real quick and see if anything stands out. Okay, but once it hits your credit, you're done. All right, so it don't make no sense to do a debt validation if you've already missed that time. Yes, federal debt clock. Thank you. All right, it says I Google federal debt clock, but national debt clock. Okay, that's the same one. National debt clock. Thank you, Big Mom Knowledge. I knew it was something like that. See, I love it when they be on there. Woo! So it's not federal debt clock, it's national debt clock. But yes, look at how that debt and look how high that number is. And wait till they increase the debt ceiling. Okay. And what people need to understand is what increasing the debt ceiling means. And I don't think people really even understand it, but I ain't going to get into it tonight because it's almost that time to end. But people think it's just like saying, we'll give you more. We'll give you a larger allowance. Nope. It's way deeper than that. Okay. But because I know people don't really care. But as you get older, you're going to start caring because this is going to affect your kids. If you have children, this is going to affect them. All right, Planet Jazz, let's talk about Nexus Lexus. It is actually Lexus Nexus. It's the L first, then the N. Lexus Nexus is they also do background checks. As a matter of fact, I had somebody that watched me last week and hit me up and said, please send me the info so I can get the report about my car insurance. So LexisNexis has several different reports that they do. One of them is a CLUE report, CLUE, and that report has information about your auto insurance claims, how many your wrecks, if you had wrecks, if you had DUIs, anything on any kind of moving violations you've had. It will also say when I first got my report, this is when they used to mail it. It was 200 and some odd pages. Okay. It had my very first email that was AOL.com. Okay. That was a long time ago. And it had stuff going way back, stuff that I didn't even know they had on me that I forgot, old phone numbers I forgot. So if you guys ever want to go and get that report, it's free. Okay. Now what they do is they know y'all lazy. So I'm telling you now, they are not mailing your report anymore. Now you have so many days to print it. You give you a link, okay? And you have so many days to print it. So if you are really serious about it, you can either review it online and or you can print it out. You need to look and see if that stuff they got on there is even you. I know you may not care until that one day you get pulled over, okay? Because information is getting messed up. And especially if you're Black or brown and you're male, this is important. It don't ever hurt. Take an hour out of your life and go and make sure that people got information about you that's correct. Okay. Save your own life. Save somebody else's life. Okay. All right. Let me see. I got 9 minutes left. Thank you very much, Miss Sharon. I appreciate it. Yes, you know about the blue ink. Good. That's right. Do not dispute online at all. Go to Credit Hacker, my site, credit-withthehacker.com, and you can go there, sign yourself up, and just print mail. Never dispute online. It's the worst thing you can do ever. Cynthia says, yes, believe Shamika, her advice helps. I know from experience. Thank you very much. Y'all know I ain't sitting over here talking, telling y'all nothing, waste my time or y'all time. I definitely don't have time for it. Shamika is right. Dispute and writing, they're difficult these days, but try to get a signature of receipt, but they play games. So this is the thing I want to tell y'all. I don't even encourage anybody to do register receipt or any of that stuff anymore unless you are one of those people that are a particular person on your credit repair game. And the only time the register receipt matters is if you take them to court. That is your proof that they received the letter. Now they scan your mail in anyway. Okay. But for those of you that I'm telling to do it the 3 times dispute, you do not need to do register receipt. Save yourself that $12 for those 3 envelopes that you will be paying. And just put a stamp on it. Okay. You will know if they received it if you have not gotten something in 45 days. If you ain't got nothing, they ain't get it. They'll either send you an email, they'll send you a 1-page letter saying we received it, we working on it, or they'll send you your actual full credit report. Those are one of the 3 things. Say do it cheaply and do 52 cents versus, or however much a stamp is, versus the $3 damn dollars. Because if you're not going to sue them in court, it doesn't even matter if you do register receipt. Now that's what they're not telling you. Y'all know I be trying to fill in the blanks, okay? But that's the only reason you need register receipt is so you have proof in the event you try to sue them. I ain't trying to sue them. I just want people to get this shit off my credit, okay? And if I can't get it through them, I'm gonna work with these debt collectors to get them to remove it. I'm gonna save myself them $3. But y'all do what y'all want to do. I'm just letting you know why it's done, okay? All right. Thank you, Michelle. Okay, let me see what else y'all saying before I go. It says avoid the CBDCs. A few governors have banned them in their states, and federal government needs all states to cooperate so we might be able to get rid of the CBDCs. What's the CBDC? I feel like I know what that is, but tell me what that is. 0102, so I know, please. Nothing else derogatory. Okay, if nothing else is derogatory on your credit, and the only thing that affected it, I would just tell you to add a trade line. The easiest one that you could do is Experian Boost, but it's only going to show on Experian. Or you could do Kickoff, which is probably my favorite. And they only give you a $500 limit, and just buy something cheap like the $12 ebook. And that should be enough to jar your score. I personally like when a person adds trade lines to do two, and to do them within the same week, so that they have the same so that they can report within the same time, because you don't want something to report one week and then report another week, because it could drop your score. So you want it to hit around the same time. So do two things. Okay, you can do Experian Boost, Self-Lender, Kickoff. Those are my top three. You can also use Grain if you want to. All right. Hey, Mr. Booker. Okay, it says just not enough income. That's okay. I don't judge why people get their, hey, income is always going to be a problem. Always. CBDC and non-trans blockchain. Okay. And they can limit how much we save, they release, but people are wise to collect the Bitcoin. People are collecting Bitcoin. I definitely don't want to talk too much about Bitcoin, because a lot of us are not ready to get into that conversation. I know I'm not completely all that ready either. I'm not even gonna lie. So anybody want to school your girl or give me a class, come on, we can talk. I know a little bit, but I can always know more. Okay. All right. It says, does anyone know where to get trade lines? Yes, you can get trade lines right through me. Just let me know what you are looking for, age-wise and amount, and then I will send you a list. The list is just too long, so I'm not going to go through and send it to y'all. Just send me what you want. Go to my website, shamikasaves.com. Let me know the amount you're looking for and how old, and I will send you what I have available in an Excel spreadsheet. Okay. Yes, grain is a primary trade line. Thank you, Miss Cynthia. Says, talk about college students applying for food stamps. I think all college students should apply for food stamps. I don't know why they don't, but if you are a college student and you are still off of your parents' income, it could be difficult, because a lot of your income is based off of what your parents are receiving. But if you are in college, I don't see why they shouldn't apply for food stamps. Y'all know I be saying, if you qualify, apply. Okay, so anything that you think you can get your hands on, you should be doing it. And if you're not, you crazy. Now I'll see if got no insurance, I'll see if I can get me on some Medicaid too. Okay, because your health still got to be taken care of while you're in school. You be stressed out. It says you spoke about sending in credit repair information. I send it back, register return receipt. You can't Planet Jazz. I was just letting people know why I do or don't. It says I just did LexisNexis. A lot of family members addressed on mine, disputed them. Good. Let me tell y'all, that is going to start happening. I told y'all last Monday, they are connecting people to us just because we tagged them on our Facebook, which is why I do not post on my Facebook hardly anymore, because now I'm getting linked with people that I may have just met somewhere. Okay. And if you do not believe me, get arrested. Okay, if you do not believe me, go and try to go through a clear application so you can skip the line at the airport. Okay, and if you got somebody on there that's questionable, I bet you they're going to ask you about it, because it's in these reports. The same thing I'm telling y'all about ADP. So now it's like you can't even act like you know somebody. Or and if they not criminals, cool. But I just want y'all to be aware that they are linking people to you. Okay, just the same folks you tagging. So watch who you tagging. All right, it says, how many small businesses? I'm telling you, Sam, it's so many businesses use ADP. It's ridiculous. Almost all of them. And now they reporting information that's wrong because they're hiring people who just not paying attention. I can go down to the courthouse right now and do a search on y'all. Matter of fact, I don't, because I have access. I can look y'all up right now. Okay, I can look up if you had a federal case. I'm going to look you up in the patient system. Okay, so that's all we need to do is to verify if somebody had a federal case. And then if you have a case in state, you can look it up in the state court. I mean, it's just, right there in the county. So information is out there, but they at least should get it right. Okay, so I'm telling y'all, start paying attention. Thank you, Game Over, for typing that. It says, what is ADP? It says, what is it? ADP that does? ADP does background checks too, and a lot of people don't even know. And you know what's crazy? It's always these companies that's tied into your taxes. Isn't that funny? Y'all think the IRS ain't see what's going on? They do. I can't wait to see what's going to happen in this next tax season with this $600, y'all. All right. So I got 2 minutes. I know I ain't gonna be able to get to all y'all stuff. I hate when y'all don't, because y'all know I like to. I'm trying to look really quick. Okay, Amy Jones, you got a common name. Unfortunately, people with very common, simple names, juniors, seniors, twins. I do a lot of twins credits. I tell you, if you're a twin, don't come to me with one half of you. Both of y'all need to come, because both of y'all are suffering. You're junior, senior, same thing. You're first, second, or third, same thing. Common names. It's this is how people create fake social security numbers. They make somebody half real and half fake. And it's very easy to do it when your name is Amy Jones. Okay, it's very easy. All right. If you call the credit card company, will they lower their outrageous APR increases that happened in the last few months? I used to have a 9 to 13% APR. Now they have all increased to about 6 to 10% due to the feds. So y'all have to pay attention. That's a very good question. So anytime you sign a credit card agreement, most of you sign a credit card agreement stating that they will give you this rate, but rates are subject to go according to the LIBOR, the federal rate. So if the Fed rates go up, the loan rate for the feds go up, then your credit card loan rates go up as well. You probably don't read it. Again, it's in the small fine print. It is very common. It happens. Yes, you can try to call and see if they will lower it. It really depends on your history. It really depends on if you're maxed out. If you're somebody that keeps a low balance, they may. But if you're maxed out to the limit, why would they lower it? They're going to make the maximum money they can off of you. So that is why you also, when you get these credit cards, y'all got to manage it too. Okay. So, all right. So it's 8 o'clock and I hate that I didn't get to everybody. I'm sorry. Please, let me run these things over y'all real quick. If you need me, you go to shamikasaves.com. That's my website. You can book an appointment there. You can get your taxes done there. You can ask your questions there. If you want to, please go to my YouTube, Shamika Saves as well. I put videos up, posting all the time. Please go there and subscribe and watch these videos and learn something. We only get an hour here on Mondays. And what else did I say? I feel like, Credit Hacker. Credit with the dash and then hacker, Hacker. Go there, please sign up and do your credit repair for free. If you need somebody to guide you, I am a credit coach. I can help you with what it is that you need done, so that you are not disputing or wasting your time, okay? But as for now, sorry if I didn't get to y'all. I'm loving that I have more questions that I can answer. I appreciate that. I thank God for that. And I thank God for y'all too. So I will see you guys next. I'll see y'all on Wednesday because I'm actually in one place. So I really will be here this coming Wednesday. Happy Memorial Day and see you guys soon. Thank you and salute to any of my other fellow veterans. Bye.